One cut to poverty, one cut to riches is no joke. Moreover, among these 20-plus raw jadeite stones, these three have also caught the attention of many people. More than 10 people have gathered around them, whispering about something. After all, the people who come here are all stone experts. You wouldn't dare enter without some skill. So finding a bargain like this has become very difficult. But there are still connoisseurs in this hall. It hasn't been long since it started, and some people have already chosen their stones. Some have even started cutting. The lively stone cutting area would occasionally ring out with a few loud, excited shouts. Clearly, they've struck it rich. It must be said that this industry's money-making is truly immense. But the losses are also truly heartbreaking. Some are happy, some are sad. You can tell from the envious, confused, and disappointed eyes of others that they definitely, and I also found out, the stone with the extremely high rate of return I just saw is not for sale yet. It will be used for the auction later. This disappointed me a little. I was originally planning to buy it directly, but I can take this opportunity to play around here a bit. So, Xiaofeng, which stone have you set your eyes on? Tell Auntie. I'll buy it for you to cut for fun. Auntie Xing's attention was always on me. Her eyes intently watched my expression, not missing any change, any small expression of mine. To her, whether it was stone gambling or not, making money or not, it didn't matter. Only the young man, full of vitality before her, was the center of her world. Her small, fair hands held tightly onto my arm. Her body also unconsciously leaned in gently, intimate, like a couple deeply in love. Really? I felt the warmth from my arm. A trace of warmth rose in my heart. Auntie Xing pouted her lips, both confident and playfully huffed. Stinky Xiaofeng, have I ever lied to you? Hurry up and tell me which stone you like. Today, I'll pay for all your expenses. I couldn't help but laugh at her adorable appearance. It's great then, let's buy that one. As I spoke, I pointing to the stone that could produce the ice-type jade. In front of the raw jadeite stone that was half a person tall, Auntie Xing looked in the direction I pointed. That huge stone was grayish-white. Its surface was also uneven. There were many small, evenly distributed sand particles. Under the sun, it sparkled with a faint light. Moreover, there was a very clear streak of moss on the outer ring. It looked like an unattractive streak. But those in the trade all know that there is often a close connection between moss and the color green. In the eyes of an expert, this combination of pine flower patterns and moss is very likely a sign that there is high-quality jadeite inside. It's most likely to produce the largest green. Around the stone, there were also about 10 people examining this stone. Some had their arms crossed, some were frowning, some were eager to try, but it was all because the price was too high. Although some wanted to try, they didn't dare to make such a big bet. Although Xing Yishan didn't understand raw stones, she also felt this thing looked very special. There must be something inside. Turning to see my serious face, she still said without hesitation, "Let's go, Xiaofeng. If you like it, we'll buy it." Saying that, she intimately took my arm and walked forward. The madam-like aura on her was extremely strong. Every step exuded an overwhelming presence. The surrounding crowd subconsciously made way for us. They all looked at me with envious eyes. This young man must have been noticed by this female director, with such an outstanding aura. So enviable. "Boss, how much is this stone?" Xing Yishan asked directly. The stall owner was a thin, middle-aged man. His dark eyes darted around constantly. Seeing the madam-like aura on Xing Yishan and her extraordinary appearance and dress, he immediately knew this was a wealthy customer. So he enthusiastically introduced it. "Beautiful lady, you have great taste. This is a stone from an old mine. It's very good. It's most likely to produce top-grade jade. I won't just quote a random price. 1.8 million. If you like it, you can take it right now. 1.8 million, so expensive." Xing Yishan originally thought it could be bought for under 1 million, but this was almost 2 million. You could buy a luxury car with that. But if she gritted her teeth, it wasn't unacceptable. She turned her head to ask for my opinion, but I just shook my head. In front of this professional, Auntie Xing couldn't hide her thoughts. It was easy to be seen as a fool with a lot of money. The estimated selling price given by the system was 1.2 million. Although buying it for 1.8 million would still be profitable, earning less is still a loss. I couldn't accept that. "Give me a sincere price." "We can't buy at this price of yours," I spoke up, saying calmly. "Handsome friend, this really is a sincere price. Look at this net-like pattern. Only top-grade gemstones have this kind. If you buy it, you'll definitely cut open a big prize," the thin boss said enthusiastically, his face full of smiles. My expression was calm. My sharp eyes stared at the thin boss. "Boss, don't beat around the bush with me anymore. Today, I sincerely want this stone. If you are truly sincere, then give me a realistic price. How about 800,000? We'll pay right now and take it." Hearing the price I offered, the thin boss's eyes widened, as if he had heard something unbelievable. "Handsome friend, you bargained too hard. 800,000 doesn't even cover my cost. My purchase price was higher than that. Add a little more. 1.5 million? I can't go any lower." Xing Yishan was also a bit surprised. He had cut 1 million right off the bat. Moreover, judging by the boss's reaction, this price was still negotiable. She really wasn't suited for this line of work. If I weren't here, I'll probably be seen as a rich fool. But since when did Xiaofeng know so much about stone gambling? For 1.5 million, you can only keep it in your warehouse. Who would dare to offer that price? I'll add a little, 1 million. The skinny boss's face twisted. That's really not possible. Handsome friend, my bottom line is 1.3 million. I really can't go any lower. Any lower and I'll be losing money. 1.3 million, you see who here dares to offer this price? I smiled, my face full of composure. Then you should just keep it in your warehouse. I wish you an early success in finding a suitable buyer. I pulled Xing Yishan, preparing to leave. This immediately made the skinny boss anxious. Hey, what I said is also the truth. Someone here did indeed make an offer, but the highest price was only 900,000. The skinny boss's final psychological price was 1.2 million. This 300,000 difference could buy a pretty good car. Helplessly, he couldn't negotiate it down no matter what. It was so difficult to finally meet a lady who looked very rich. He originally thought he could sell it for a good price, but he didn't expect the person with her to be a shrewd one. This made the skinny boss very hesitant. After all, this stone has been in his hands for several years, and he still hasn't found a suitable person to sell it to. He wanted to come to this raw jade auction just for fun, but he didn't expect the offered prices to get lower and lower. A few years ago, someone even offered 1.15 million. It's also because the general situation has not been good these past 2 years. He was a little flustered. If he kept it in his hands, he didn't know if next time anyone would be able to offer this price. Hey, handsome friend, come back, add a little more. At this price, I'm really not making a profit. Seeing that I had already turned to leave, my back showing great resolve, the skinny boss immediately got anxious. How about adding 200,000 more? The skinny boss said tentatively, but I didn't say anything, just calmly looked at him. Gritting his teeth, he shouted again, 100,000, 50,000. I decisively held up 5 fingers. I said calmly, 1.05 million, not a penny more, take it or leave it. Seeing my resolute face, hesitation appeared on the skinny boss's face. After a moment of thought, he finally waved his hand. All right. Seeing as you handsome friend have an affinity with this stone, it's a deal. Seeing this scene, the people around all looked on with strange expressions. Some shook their heads and sighed, while others showed expressions of regret and doubt. This stone, in their eyes, had a market price of just over 800,000. It was completely not worth that much. After all, this stone could only be said to have a high probability of yielding green, but in the end, it was just a probability. Seeing that the deal was closed, Xing Yishan immediately paid happily. She didn't understand these tricks. She just felt that I valued this stone very much. All she had to do was pay. Seeing Xing Yishan's doting appearance, the people around were both envious and sighing with emotion. Hey, why are there always people who are experts and have someone willing to pay for them? Handsome friend, what do you say? Shall we transport it over there to be cut? I nodded. Cut it. All right. May you find green as soon as you open the window, handsome friend, and get a full-colored piece. The skinny boss's face immediately broke into a wide smile. He hurriedly called a few people to transport this large stone to the stone-cutting workshop on the other side. On the ground, he found an empty cutting table and prepared to cut. As soon as they saw someone was cutting a stone, and such a large one at that, quite a few people immediately started to gather and watch. It's just that when everyone saw the familiar shape of this stone. Isn't this Lao Wang stone? Someone actually bought it. Didn't he want to sell it for over 1.5 million? What happened? How much was the deal closed for? 105 million, my god. This buyer really dared to make an offer. This price is all right, as long as the inside isn't cracked. Breaking even shouldn't be a problem. Hard to say. Look at this web-like pattern. I've also shined a light on this stone before. The web pattern is almost reaching the center of the stone. It's very likely to have large cracks. If it has cracks, it's ruined. What else? That Lao Wang is very cunning. He has cut so many stones in his life. But this is the only one he didn't dare to cut. Isn't it because he also felt that the probability of large cracks was very high, so he didn't dare to gamble? The discussions from the people around sounded endlessly. These sounds, Xing Yishan naturally heard them, her beautiful eyes furrowed, a little unhappy. Originally buying this stone was just for fun. If we make money, we make money. If not, it could also make me give up on high-risk things like stone gambling. No matter how you look at it, it's not a loss. But with the people around talking like this, it's easy to make Xiaofeng feel pressured. Taking a step forward, her small, fair hand gently took my large hand, which was drawing lines on the stone. What's wrong, Auntie Xing? I turned my head and asked with a smile. It's okay. It's fine whether it's a success or not. Don't take it too seriously. The result, we're just cutting it for fun. Auntie Xing comforted me softly, wanting to help me relieve my pressure. I just wanted to laugh. I also heard those sounds, but naturally, I was unmoved. I have the system. How can I be compared to ordinary people? Not to mention, I have X-ray vision plus the eye of value. Under this double guarantee, I could see every detail of this stone. There are indeed cracks, but those cracks just skimmed past the ice-type jade. They didn't crack into the interior. It's okay, Auntie Xing, trust me. I hooked my pinky into Xing Yishan's palm. This intimate gesture in public made her cheeks blush slightly. Cut it, master. I finally finished drawing the cutting lines. These lines can avoid damaging the jade, and can also maximally display the perfect beauty of the high-grade ice-type jadeite inside. All right, boss. May you strike green with one cut and achieve great victories continuously. The old master operating the stone cutter was not slow. After checking it was stable, he started the machine. When the stone cutter started, accompanied by the sound of stone breaking, the surrounding crowd grew larger. There were already 30 or 40 people. It's just that when they saw below the window of this stone, were two halves of ordinary white stone. A chorus of boos immediately erupted. My God, is this another work of an immortal opening a window? It's a bust. This is too ordinary. There's no jade at all, and there's a bunch of miscellaneous big and small cracks. Even if there was jade, it's ruined. You could probably still make a few beads, but it's at least a 90% loss. I told you this stone was no good, a money-losing item. That Lao Wang held onto it for several years, but didn't dare to cut it, and couldn't sell it. Today he actually managed to make a sale, facing the boos from the surroundings. Xing Yishan squeezed my hand again. It's okay, Xiaofeng. I smiled, unfazed, and said calmly, it will be a success. Auntie Xing, trust me. Keep cutting. Cut along the lines I drew. The people nearby heard this, and couldn't help but shake their heads and sneer. This young man is really stubborn. In a situation like this, he still hasn't given up. Some people were already shaking their heads and leaving, but right after that, after several consecutive cuts, the stone-cutting master's eyes suddenly widened, his eyes filled with shock and disbelief. There it is. There it is. Boss, it's green. It's green, his excited, trembling voice rang out, immediately attracting everyone's attention. One by one, they eagerly craned their necks to look. They only saw the stream of water on the stone cutter. After washing away the dust on the stone, a streak of vibrant green suddenly appeared before everyone's eyes. That streak of green light was an exceptionally bright green. My God, this green is at least glutinous type. No, that's not right. What glutinous type? This is at least ice type. My God, it's even high-grade ice type. So green. Moreover, the 7 or 8 large cracks around it have perfectly avoided the jade part. Oh my God, this luck is just too good. Beside that beautiful green color were several large, obvious cracks. That made people's hearts leap into their throats, but they were so skillfully placed that they just happened to not penetrate the jade part. In an instant, the whole scene was in an uproar. The commotion here immediately attracted the attention of others. Dozens of people immediately gathered around. Even those who were looking at stones came over out of curiosity. Each person was amazed, admiring not just the green ice type. This ice type base is also not bad. Such high transparency. That texture is like it was just taken out of an ice cellar. Like pure frost. Amazing. And this floating green color is so green it looks like it's about to drip water. Combined with this high-grade ice type base, it's truly a match made in heaven. This thing actually doesn't have mirror cracks. The luck is just too good. This high-grade ice-type texture is too beautiful, too exquisite. I feel it's worth at least 2 million or more. Not just that, I think it could even reach 2.5 million. If this is carved out, it will definitely be profitable. My drawn lines were very clever, not cutting the whole thing, just a rough cut. This way, it can both maximally show the value of this piece of jade, and also give people infinite imagination. What is underneath the uncut floating green jade part? What will it be like? Is it the top-tier imperial green? So the onlookers' hearts were burning with excitement. Immediately, someone in the crowd shouted a price. Handsome friend, don't cut anymore, just as it is. 1.5 million to me, okay? 1.5 million, ill offer. 2 million, handsome friend, sell it to me. 2.2 million for me, ill buy it. The shouts of prices grew louder and louder. Some people even came closer to get acquainted. Anyone with a sharp eye could see. This piece of jade was no longer a matter of whether it was profitable, but a matter of how much could be earned. Hearing the shouts of prices around, Xing Yishan's eyes also lit up immediately. She doesn't understand jade, but she knew this was a huge win. No wonder Xiaofeng was so confident. Her peach blossom eyes blinked. In the gaze she directed at me, a look of adoration was revealed. How is this bad boy so amazing? Suddenly, it gave her the feeling that I was omnipotent, that I understood everything. Looking at my calm and composed expression now, it was as if I had already known this outcome. They say a confident man is the most charming. Xing Yishan also stared in a daze. I wonder if she was thinking of some intimate scene. Her fair cheeks suddenly showed a streak of shyness. Could it be that he really has X-ray vision? But how is that possible? Her mind was in a mess. Xing Yishan decided not to think about it anymore. Whatever, the more capable Xiaofeng is, the happier I am. Very quickly, this piece of high-grade floating green ice-type jadeite was bought by a Hong Kong merchant for 3 million, bought for 1.05 million, sold for 3 million. An investment return rate as high as 185%. It was truly a huge win, made a fortune. The estimated value given by the system was just for my reference. After all, this is business. It's all about negotiation. Negotiating a loss or profit all depends on one's own ability. After receiving the 3 million transfer, I immediately gave the stone-cutting master a big red envelope of 50,000 yuan, sharing some good luck. I smiled and placed the red envelope into the master's hand, saying calmly, "Master, your skill is really good. You perfectly avoided the large cracks. Very good, very good. A win with one cut. Please accept this red envelope. Let's all enjoy some good luck together." Actually, there was no need to give so much. Normally giving 10 or 20,000 is already very generous, but I wanted to divert everyone's attention, so I added another 20 or 30,000. To make ordinary people really think. It was due to the master's good skills. This made the stone-cutting master grin from ear to ear, continuously saying a string of wishes for the boss to get rich, and other pleasantries. Of course, this money wasn't given for free. I told him to wait. I would go buy a few more stones for him to cut. This scene of generosity immediately made the other fellow masters present All look on with admiring eyes, their eyes full of admiration and longing. They knew very well in their hearts that meeting a generous client like this was very rare. The other onlookers also couldn't help but give a thumbs up. After all, giving the master a red envelope after a successful cut is an unwritten rule in the raw jade industry. Moreover, my generosity also made people sigh with admiration. Just this way of handling people in situations alone. No wonder he gets rich.